Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog with Spoken Through the Meek, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Okay, so today is Monday, April 14th, and this is the 14th day of my water fast. And I just want to say that I posted up a vlog on Saturday. Yeah, so I just posted up a vlog this past weekend, and I'm starting the rest of the content that I had for this Monday coming up. But God has just been really moving and working in my life and changing a lot of things in my life. So, I try to make these vlogs for April as interesting as possible and not me just talking for hours, but I really want to show women and men, especially women and younger women, how it truly looks to serve the Lord and to include him in your everyday life. And a lot of content, people say that they love God and that they believe in God, but I just personally feel like their content and what they show, your content is you showing your everyday life, right? It doesn't really add up to the words that they're saying. And God is telling us that he doesn't want any more lukewarm Christians. You can't be in and out and in and out. And you're saying you're a Christian, you're saying you love God, but then you have hot girl weekends. And not judging, because we've all been in that position, but this is why God gives different people revelation. So he changes the way that we live. He changes the way that we dress, the music that we listen to, the food that we eat. And he's been working on me in every area, every aspect of my life, just hidden. Every area that was hidden, every part of unforgiveness or offense, or the way that I eat, or the way that I dressed, or the way that I spoke, the people that I hang around, even the YouTubers that I have watched, from the end of December all the way until now. He's even instructed me to what to physically watch with my eyes, because that is the biggest thing. The things that we see, the things that we entertain, the people that we let host us, the different hosts and the different spirits that can come in behind these things. So this morning, as I was just praying and reading my word, and I studied Judges 14 today, which was really crazy. I'll probably talk about that later with you guys because I don't want to get off topic. But but God was just letting me know in this past week, talking to you guys about speed again, speed and strength without his wisdom means nothing. When we have strength, we need strength through the Lord, because if we try to do things off of our own understanding, we would never get anywhere. We would always be frustrated, always have a low tolerance for waiting and not having patience. And this generation lacks a lot of patience. And that's one thing that God wants us to work on, is being patient as a whole. We're used to, I want this now, I want it like that, I want it like that, because of the advancement of technology and other things like that. But we have to learn how to be patient. Being a child of God, being a disciple of the Lord, being a follower of his kingdom as a body, it comes with having patience. So that's even with me. He's been working on me, with me being a new mother still to 2 babies under 2, being a new wife, being in college, just being a leader and a partner in a household. I had to learn how to have patience, and I'm still learning how to have patience, because God has shown me, I thought that I was a very patient, passive person, but God has been showing me, like, girl, no, you're not. You let things fly, but you don't have patience either. So, and that's okay, because he wants to show us that he doesn't condemn us, but that he redeems us. So he shows ourselves to us so we can fix it to follow his kingdom the right way. Because like I said, some of us are lukewarm, or we're in the middle, just based off of us not having that wisdom and discernment that we should have. That happened a lot of time in a lot of church communities and things like that, because they don't always speak about wisdom. They speak about deliverance. They speak about healing. They speak about, getting restored, and sometimes about redemption, but they don't speak about the wisdom and discernment that you need to have all of these things. A lot of people love God. Yes, they do. A lot of us go to church and we read our Bible, but this generation truly does not have the fear for the Lord. And it says in Proverbs that the first sign of knowledge, the first sign of wisdom, is the fear of the Lord. And you can be in the presence of God. You can love God and not fear him. So those are two separate things. But if you did watch my vlogs, I thank you guys for watching it, and I'll see you guys back again soon. The last time I talked to you guys was this morning, because like I said, April's vlogs, I'll try to make them as interesting as possible, but I haven't really been doing much because the main things that I have to do is, I'm fasting. So what I watch is limited. What I put my ear to is limited. But I do just want to talk about like health and meal prep. Well, at school, I'm on my way to school now, and we have presentations to do today. So I'm going to do that, and I'm really, really tired. So I'm gonna get there a little bit early, so hopefully I can do my presentation first, so I don't have to sit through 30 people doing a presentation. I could be able to come home and get some rest and be well rested for tomorrow, because then tomorrow's class, the class that I have tomorrow, I do have a test in it, and then that's our last test, for the semester and stuff like that. But yeah, just so I could get enough time to like go over my notes and just get some rest. Because today, as I was doing laundry and cleaning up and washing the dishes, I cleaned up pretty good last night, so I didn't have to do a lot of stuff because my husband ended up cooking dinner last night, so I didn't have to cook. But I did cook dinner tonight. I just made some boneless jerk chicken, and then my husband made enough brown rice and peas to last them for 3 days, so he has that. But yeah, y'all, I was just really tired. This is day 14 of fasting, and I could honestly say that I'm still doing all of my regular activities. I go to bed a little bit later because I like to study and I like to stay up and read my word, so I go to bed around like 11 o'clock or so, and then I wake up. I always wake up at 5 in the morning because God has me pray, and then my husband also has to be out by 5 as well, so I pray with him, and then we speak in the morning, because during the week we both, as he's coming in, I have to go out and things like that. So yeah, guys, but I just wanted to talk to you about meal prep and planning. So the Lord has been changing my diet overall, and that's another reason why I did the 40-day water fast, because I've did the Daniel fast. I've did a plethora of different fasts in my lifetime, and during this year, this was the most that I have ever fasted. But just like fasting from 6 to 6, or from 6 to 3 and stuff like that, those things are fine for me because I normally do them all the time anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's never really like a big struggle for me or anything like that, because I always do that anyhow. But just with that, it's like I love vegetables, I love fruit. I can go a long time without eating meat. I never considered myself vegan because I still I love chicken. I found so many different ways to make chicken healthier for you. We like a lot of grilled food. Like you've seen in my vlogs, we do a lot of baked chicken, and my husband also he makes a lot of stewed chicken. So we don't have any like fried chicken. Like I can't even remember the last time I had fried chicken, because we just don't, like, we don't eat fried chicken and stuff, only probably once in a blue moon. And then I will give up all other food, but I love seafood, like fish. I love fish. So it's been hard for me to like give that stuff up, but I do want to include more just plant-based vegan meals into my diet. I know that my husband probably will never go fully vegan, but even during the time when I was on the Daniel fast, I did the plant-based diet for them and for that, and it just really ended up being amazing. And he ended up eating some of my vegan meat. Like I had vegan burgers and everything like that, and he even ended up eating them as well. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. But he loved it, all the salads and everything that I made during the month of February, as I was doing some of those things, and it was really good. And God has just been showing me dreams and showing me different things to expand my palate. And you know, sometimes my husband isn't even hungry because we get used to cooking the same things or meal prepping the same things. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend doing this, but you know, with being on a fast, especially a 40-day fast where you can't eat any food, anything, only water or clear liquid if God, you know, puts you to that. But I have been watching, her name is I'll drop it down below here because I can't remember how to pronounce her name, but I've came across her channel last night when God put it on my heart just to look at some other meal options and preps and stuff like that. Because what happened to me the first time, in the beginning of this year, God was just calling me back to fast, to prep, to prepare myself for him, right? So as I was fasting, I started fasting at the end of December, and I did a 7-day fast. The first 3 days I did no food, it was just strictly water. And then the other 4 days I fasted from like 6 to 3, and then at 3 o'clock I just ate like vegetables, like salads, no meat, no dressing. You know, I use like balsamic vinegar and stuff like that. And then I fasted the whole January. I did the Daniel fast, and then the whole February I fasted as well. So in total, that was like 64 or 65 days of fasting that I did all together, and it was amazing. You know, I've lost so much weight. But then in March, because it was my wedding and because I went so long without eating those foods, we had fried chicken, I had Chick-fil-A, me and my husband went out to eat at a restaurant. We had so much seafood, and y'all, even talking about it, macaroni and cheese, freaking pasta, all different types of pasta. We kept eating out because March was like a really, really busy month for me, cutting off everything. And those last 3 months prior, because I was, you know, fasting. So I went back and I was just eating everything. And then it was like midterms, and I was still getting used to being back in school and everything. And I had like toxic eating habits. And when I say that, I mean sometimes I would be like stressed or worried and I wouldn't eat anything at all. And then there would be some times where I would be stressed or worried, and I would just be shoving my face, stuffing my face. And I don't eat bad. Like, I don't eat cakes, cookies, chips, anything like that. I can eat vegetables and all of that stuff all day. But it was just like, I would just be shoving my face all day with stuff, like trying to, you know, like comfort food, making myself feel better. And I know that a lot of people can, you know, relate to those things. But I'm like, Lord, I want to be more intentional, because I was always a chubbier, a thicker girl my whole life. And I had problems with weight loss and keeping my weight down and stuff like that. And, you know, after I had my daughter, 2023 and 24 was my lowest weight. I was 180 pounds, which for me, that was okay for me. I don't like being over 200 pounds or the limit is 200 pounds because of my asthma. When I'm heavier than 200 pounds, my asthma irritates me. It acts up really, really bad. I'm always sluggish and always tired. I want to do less things. And I found out, for me personally, when I eat meat, we don't eat any red meat or pork. Like, we took beef, red meat, steak, all of that out of our diet. So right now we only eat chicken, shrimp, and fish, you know. And then we still do, that's why I said I'm trying to realize what we have to do. The only red meat that is considered red meat that we eat is lamb or goat. And then we still love some oxtails. Like, I love oxtails down. But it's like we only eat that once in a while because those things are so expensive to get. So it's not like we eat that every month or we eat that every couple of days. No. You know, we only eat that once in a while. So, but if I could get some mushrooms to taste like some oxtail and all of that, you know, I would definitely consider that in doing it. So with that, with me blabbling on, that brings me to say, with vegan dishes, I've been doing research on plant-based diets and plant-based dishes, and y'all, I don't know if it's just because I haven't eaten in 3 weeks, but when I tell you, everything that each individual was making that I seen was so good. And yo, they made some fried mushrooms, like some vegan chicken. And I was like, if I can eat that, like, if it actually tastes good the way that it just looks, the crunchiness, fried okra they were making, they made some cauliflower steak, like, it was beautiful. The preparation of it was beautiful. And then with tofu as well, a lot of people had mixed reviews on tofu. I've only eaten it once, and that was like years and years ago, maybe like 2019 when I went to Boston. And it was inside of a restaurant, and I ate tofu, but it was very bland. It wasn't nasty. It tasted like, you know, the food that they were cooking, because, you know, tofu absorbs everything that you just cook, so that's what it tasted like. But yeah, I want to try tofu, so just know that for May, the cooking videos are coming, and everything that I try, which that has to include a plant-based diet, even though I am not fully vegan or pescatarian, because I was pescatarian for a while. I didn't eat chicken, I didn't eat any of that. I just ate mostly fish, and then I would eat a lot of vegetables. I did that for a few years, and then when I met my husband, he loves him some curry chicken and some jerk chicken, and he's able to cook very, very well. So yes, he is a Jamaican man, and he loves him some food. So we were just doing that. But even him, you know, he feels a lot lighter when he's not eating a lot of pork and a lot of red meat and a lot of things like that. And he even seen the difference in his body. So right now we just have a lot of chicken and a lot of turkey in our house. We buy turkey sausages. I buy vegan sausages as well, because my husband, y'all, I went back in that freezer. He was tearing my vegan sausages up, and especially the spicy ones. Oh my gosh, y'all, I cannot wait. But the YouTuber's video that I came across, oh my goodness, and she's fully vegan. Like, she does everything: vegan butter, vegan cheese, every single thing of hers is plant-based. And she wasn't vegan her full life. She said that this is her 6th year going on a plant-based diet. And listen, honey, that child, like, I'm ready. I said, Lord, I'm ready for it. But even in one of my dreams, I had a dream that the Lord showed me like a big platter of vegan foods. And then we were in a grocery store shopping with my husband, and I was picking up vegan foods. And that was in, I think, like January. And then he had me have that dream again at the end of March or something. So before I went on my 40-day fast, I'm like, Lord, do you want me to go on another like plant-based fast, like another Daniel fast? But then, you know, he did let me know and give me a confirmation that he did want me to go on my 40-day fast. But then after that, you know, just for the personal things that I've been asking him about my diet and my nutrition and about my upper respiratory system and everything like that, you know, he's like, here's the way to go. And he has been pointing the people in my life to help me get there. Because, you know, even first on the Daniel fast, I was struggling. I'm like, listen, I was making the most simplest salads. I would steam me some carrots, some broccoli, peppers and stuff, and just eat that. And then I would put some plantain on the side. But man, all the things, and that's where it goes to show like wisdom and guidance and having, you know, knowledge on different things, because there are so many different things that you can do to supplement meat, rice, and noodles out of our lives. And that is something that I didn't know, because for a while my husband was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have a bare belly, you know, because he loves white rice. We both did. Like, I will make all different kinds of rice, and I love pasta too. A lot of it is the portions that we eat, but also we've been finding, we wanted to find things to substitute with eating so much pasta, eating so much rice. And because my babies, they'll eat any type of food. They're not picky at all. You know, they love home cooked meals. If anything, they're picky when it comes to eating outside food. They would barely eat it. They don't like any fast foods or anything like that. So, but they love their mac and cheese, and they love pasta. So I just been trying to figure out different things to do with that. And then I'm allergic to eggs and wheat. So my diet has still been kind of tricky. And you know, the way people bank account be set up sometimes, a lot of these healthy foods are very, very expensive. So I want to learn how to strictly make things from scratch. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on. Probably these next 2 weeks are busy, but I'm going to try to get out and go to the grocery store so I can get a lot of the ingredients. And this YouTuber, I believe her name is Shakayla, or Shakayla, I believe. I have to leave her name. But she left a whole list, y'all. And when I say I'm going to get everything off that list, I'm going to get everything off that list. And then I'm going to make the meals that she made. A few of the meals that stood out to me that I think I would personally love, and my husband, because even though it doesn't have meat, we would still love it. She made this pasta. So it had noodles, romaine lettuce. She made some homemade dressing, and then it had a whole bunch of other different beans and stuff in it. Y'all, when I tell y'all, that looked so good. And then I've been fiending, I've been craving to make that fried cauliflower and those fried mushrooms, like deep fried, and they use avocado oil to fry them. So those things will be coming up. And I just wanted to say that I'm a few minutes away from school, and I just wanted to let you guys know how that was going. Right now, that's one thing in nursing school, you won't know your current grade. Like, let's say that you kept getting a D on every test, or you kept getting a C on every test. You know that your grade is probably not above a 70. Or say you were getting all A's and bombing everything, you know your grade. But if you've been, you know, up and down, like sometimes say you got a 72, then you got an 85, a 83, a 97, a 92, a 65, because you was tired that week and you ain't study. Like, you know, it all depends. So your grade you may not know where your grade stands. And for the most part with me, I got high grades on basically everything. Yeah, the lowest grade that I probably got was a 55, and that was one time in one of my classes, because I wasn't even gonna lie to him, I was lost, and I didn't even look over the chapter that week because I was going through it. I was tired, I was fasting, I was just like, Lord help me. But he definitely indeed did give me strength, and I bounced back the next week and got a 95 on that test. So yeah, I just want to say keep going. You know, this fast hasn't been like, obviously a fast is not bad, but you know, we're doing this to please God and just to put down stuff to hear from the Lord. but you will be weary, you will be tired, and then you will physically feel God's strength entering your body and giving me the strength to literally get up and go right now. Because if you tell any person like, y'all, I didn't eat for the last 3 weeks, they're gonna look at you like, are you okay? Do you need help? Do you need anything, you know? And it's like, no, it's not that. It's like, I'm doing it for the Spirit of the Lord, to hear from him, to see from him, and to detox and cleanse my body. So yeah, and it has been definitely detoxing and cleansing me out. So I just made it to school, guys. I'm gonna go inside so I could talk to my teacher to make sure that I could go first, so I could go home right after I present. And then I'll see you guys after I'm out. Bye-bye. Okay, so hey guys, I am finally finished with class. Don't mind me, I am tired. Like I was telling you guys earlier, we had to do presentations today, and believe it or not, I am very good at public speaking. You know, every time I think that I'm not, teachers, everybody just tells me like, oh my God, you're so good at speaking publicly compared to some of the presentations that we've seen today. So let me just push to start this car really quick, and then I'll be back to talk to you guys. Yeah, so it's Car Chats with Nye, and I don't know, like I hope when I do start getting viewers and people start watching my videos that you guys like these little car chats that I do. Because this is where I be spending the most of my time at, in this car, trying to make things happen and make it work. But I've been seeing a lot more videos of people in their cars and stuff like that. So, but yes, y'all, it is only like 7:30, probably like 7:15, 7:30, I don't know. But we are getting out of class. Clearly, this is my teacher, like this is our last day with our teacher. This is the end of the semester, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss my teachers, because next semester I don't know how the professors are gonna be. You know, everybody was already saying that, you know, one professor is like, listen, it's right on the dot, because we're in night school. So she's like, if you are not in your seat by 5:29, once 5:30 hits, she's like, I don't wait 1 minute, not 2 minutes. So basically her class is, there's no on time. Either you're early for her class or you're late, and if you're late, you will not get in. It doesn't matter if we don't have an exam or not, because some teachers will only do it if we have an exam. But she's like, no, I don't care if you have an exam or not. If you are late to my class, you will not get in. You are an adult learner. You are paying to be in this position. You're paying to be in this seat. So that means that you need to be on time to class. And I understand it, but we also have to understand that with being adult learners, it comes with a lot of more responsibility than our neutral or natural kids that got out of school, you know, at like 5, I said at like 5, at like, you know, 12th grade, and now they're going into college. It's very, very different for them. So, you know, because they have less responsibilities and less things like that. My water. But yeah, so I mean, I understand that, but it is what it is. In the beginning of this year, that's why I was fasting and I was praying, because I told God I always want to arrive on time, and I have arrived to the school of the Spirit on time, literally. And you know, throughout this whole semester, with it just being me and my husband, and we're going through different childcare situations and trying to figure those things out. Excuse me, my lips are dry. But trying to figure those things out, God has made a way for us out of no way. And I will keep saying it, and I will keep telling everybody, and I will keep encouraging getting a higher education, not just doing it because it's cool or doing it because it's trending. But if you need an education to do what you love, do it. Start it. Continue to go to school. And then whatever you do, because I always push your own business, I always push entrepreneurship. You can make a business out of anything, you know. But a lot of people don't want to go to school these days because it's busy. And I think Trump is trying to do something about the loans that that people get. Sorry, that was such an ugly face. About the loans that people get. About the loans that people get for private school. He's trying to take some of that funding away. But I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, because I go to a private school. So, you know, and I much rather small private schools over really, really big universities. You know what I'm saying? When I first started my school journey, I started out in high school, and I did high school, and then my last 2 years of high school, 11th and 12th grade, I did cosmetology. So they let me take up a trade program instead of doing regular classes, and I was able to do cosmetology. And then, you know, I did get kicked out of the cosmetology program because of a plethora of things. I did end up getting into a lot of fights, but good thing that I was still able to test out of it after and use those credits in a different school and be able to still do cosmetology and gain a cosmetology license. And then after that, straight out of high school, I went to community college, even though I got accepted into so many colleges. And that was one of the things that made me want to move to Florida, because I had got accepted to a school in Florida called Edward Waters, and it is a HBCU. Still to this day, it's still a really good college. And I wanted to go there for business. I wanted to study business on the law side of it, business and education. But I went to a community college and I got my associates in business. And then I took some time off. And then that summer, I did online classes at a different university to be able to get my bachelor's degree in business and science. So then after I did that, I just took time off and I didn't do anything else up until 2022. And then once I had my son, after that July, I started school again in September. And then I've been in nursing school, you know, doing it ever since. So yes, y'all, and you can do it. I did it with 2 kids, having 2 babies back to back. And it's only by the grace of God that I was able to do it. Only by his grace and only by his mercy, not anything else. And I put that on my mama, because she's the one who taught me to have great values, to be moral, to keep fighting and going after what you want, no matter how many times you get knocked down. No matter how many times you get knocked down, I pick myself back up. And now I have a husband, and now I have my children, and I still have my mother and my siblings to pick me back up, you know, when I'm down. So for any women out there, you know, black women especially, because it's very different for us and it's harder for us. Like, you can strive, you can do anything that you want to do, you know, and you don't have to be afraid of what social media says. Right now, there is a big stigma about nurses. Oh, they just doing it for the money. Oh, nurses this and nurses that, and nursing is terrible, and bedside nursing is terrible, and this and that is terrible. And I personally, you know, I was a CNA for a long time, and then able to do LPN and then still being in school, you know, because I'm going for my NP. So I never actually worked as the status of the LPN. You know, I was just home, and I still did hair at the time. I was doing hair outside of a room inside of my house while I was a stay-at-home mom with my son and still being in school. And my husband just went to work during this whole time. You know, so I had the luxury to be able to maintain and do all of my goals, but then the Lord has moved me from, you know, doing hair and doing lashes and doing those type of things, which is okay, because I'm gonna make a separate video on that. I won't keep going on, but I just want to say that I just wanted to say that you guys can do whatever you put your mind to. And it's not I'm sorry, my throat was so dry on this fast. I've been choking up and my throat has been dry. You know, it's not just any old thing to get to the top. It's specifically what God has called and ordained you to do. That's what I want you guys to do. So when you watch my channel, you see everything that's going on in my channel. That's the thing that I want people to take out from watching me, is that who cares? You can do whatever you want to do. You know, I was trying to wait so long and make so many excuses up of why I don't need to start YouTube. Right now, I literally only have a few subscribers, literally a few, you know, and my videos are still not even being watched like that yet. But I know the Lord is going to do something great, and the Lord is going to make it happen. Why? Because that's who He is. And this is what He called me to do. And if He called me to do something, sure enough, the people that need to see these videos are going to be able to see these videos, and it's going to give them inspiration to get up and be like, okay, let's get it. Like, let's get to it. And it's just that simple. And you can't listen to everybody. You know what I'm saying? There has been so many people that I know that moved to the state of Florida, and people's like, oh, I can't do Florida, or I tried Florida and it didn't work out for me, or they lived in Florida for a year or a couple months and they ended up right back in their hometowns, or ended up in a different city. And it's like, that's okay, but nobody was telling us nothing. You know, I talked about in my first vlog, I believe I talked about how me and my husband literally moved to Florida. He's a Jamaican man, not even a citizen. We're married now, so that status is changing. But he was a Jamaican man. He grew up in Jamaica and then in New York City in different boroughs. And I am born and raised from New York as well, living in several different cities in New York, back and forth. My mom always moved somewhere different every couple of years throughout the state of New York. So I live upstate. I live New York. I live, you know, downstate more, capital region, everywhere, different places in New York I have lived. You know what I'm saying? But nobody couldn't tell me that tell me and my husband that we were not going to make it in Florida, that we were not going to make this our home state and actually love it and thrive in it. And this is going on our 3rd year here. Yes, because my son will be 3 in July. And I was 8.5 months pregnant when we moved here. Every year that we have been here, God has blessed us. Our 2nd year here, He has already blessed us with our house, blessed us with over 2 acres of land that our house is on. Our children can run, play, do whatever they want. We don't have to worry about HOA or people saying you can't have a cookout, or you can't have a bonfire, or you can't do this, you can't do that. Like you guys seen in my house, my kids write over all of our walls, but that's because they are going to grow in this house. They're going to see beauty. They're going to see love, that peace, that grace that they get to have over their lives because of the environment that we're in. Because of our geographical location. They can have paradise when they walk outside. You know, some winter months in New York, I would get really, really depressed, especially if you're not, you know, financially stable or set. Not saying that God didn't always provide for us, because he did. But when you're in New York and you don't have that money like that, you got to stay in the house. Your car could be all snowed in, then you got to change and spend $200 on snow tires. And if you don't have snow tires, you could be getting in accidents, and it's just all type of stuff. That electricity bill be crazy. I mean, in Florida, you mostly always need your AC on, so it's still, but you know, there was several things in New York. For me, it was just a dark cloud. And everybody else that I know that were in New York, they were very depressed, and they were losing it. They were very spiritually bankrupt. And so it was something over there for me, and I was like, I refuse. I love New York. I love New York to death, born and raised there, but I refused to raise my children there. And like I said, you have to take it up with the Lord, because everybody's situation is different. But I knew what I envisioned in my head. I knew what the Lord has told me and what he has showed me for a while. You know, and even like I said, when I went to college, I got accepted to a few different colleges down here. But the biggest college that I wanted to go to when I was a teenager, I didn't get to go to it. So I thought that one of those dreams of me being able to come to Florida and move to Florida, I thought that that dream was over. But I didn't know that God was really preparing me to be a mother, to be a wife. There was a certain season, a certain time that he wanted me to actually be rooted and planted down here, and it was for this exact time. So I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful. I'm never gonna, you know, act shady. I'm never gonna act like I'm too all of that, because I've had those times where my egoic mind took over, but not anymore. I am who I am, and I love you guys. If you're watching, yes, you be who you are. And if you don't know who you are, the first step of finding out who you are is loving the Lord. Before he sends you a person, before he sends you any of that, he puts you in a specific place at a specific time, a specific mindset to clear your conscience and make you right, make you prepared. The more you know the Lord, that's the more that you will know yourself. And I'm learning that about my personal self each and every day. Even through these 14 days of fasting, and I still have 26 more days to go. The Lord has definitely shown me who I am, who he called me to be. He has separated my mindset from who I actually thought I was. And he's been breaking those branches off of me, just how he says in John 15. John 15 is one of my favorite scriptures. He said, I will break every negative branch off you. All those branches that are not rooted from me, they will die in every season. But I will keep the stumps there that I need, that were already in you, and I will make them grow. I will make those ones prosper. And he also states in John 15 that he has chosen us. Sometimes the chosen ones, the disciples, the people that have to follow exactly what God says, it's not a choice. You just must follow. Sometimes you don't even have time to ask the Lord what's going on, or why, or what, when, where. You just have to go. You just have to follow. But best believe me, what may seem boring, what may not seem trendy, what may not seem cool, is a blessing overall. And I have learned that so much in my life. So if you take anything from that, know that God is all things, always. He is all things, always, always and forever. And I'm looking, because this car is on my butt like so much right now. Florida, get it together. Y'all can't drive, okay? Y'all cannot drive. And that's what God is working on me with. Road rage. I don't really have road rage, but I be quick. And then she goes in front of me. She goes in front of me and she still turns. She leaps in front of me and she turns. Like, you can't make this up. Yes, like, see? That's why I said, y'all seen how I went from preacher to lady, what are you doing right now? Like, what's up? Yeah, come on now. There ain't no way. Where are you going? Where are you going? Now she got me yelling at y'all. God will bring it out of you. And he just wanted me to show y'all an example right there. Because that lady was doing too much. She was doing way too much. Like, lady, we're at a stoplight. The police officer is right there. We're in a school zone, so you can only do 25. But I love y'all. I'm pulling up to the house. I don't know the next time I'm going to record because I am so tired. I'm going to shower, drink my water, do my skincare routine, and go to bed. Mwah. So, hey y'all. I just wanted to check in really quick because I'm out of breath. That's because I'm hungry, dehydrated, but I just got finished taking final exams, 1 out of 3. So I have 2 more left to take this week, and it wasn't bad. Like, I was like a little bit nervous, but I don't know. Like, it felt too easy. I feel like I did really well though. So I know that I passed already. I just don't know the specific grade. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in to say that. So hey guys, it is April 29th, and just finished exam 2 out of 3, and I know I aced that, so I'll see you guys on Thursday for my next exam. Hey y'all, it is May 1st, so happy new month. The last time I talked to you guys, I was freaking hot, tired, ready to eat, but I was just finishing up my second final now. I'm about to start getting ready in a few minutes. I'm about to take a quick shower. I just gave my daughter Casey a nap. My son is still up, but hopefully he lets me hop in the shower really quick as I distract him. And then this is exam 3 out of 3. So I'll be done, which I'm really happy with. And then I have a full week off until I get back and have to go back into school. My face has been breaking out, but I'm about to actually wash my face and do all of that stuff as well. I already cooked dinner and I did all of that. It's like 2 o'clock, so I have to leave soon. I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you know that. So bye-bye. Like Five Below, Dollar Tree and all that. Sometimes they have some really good kid toys. So this is a little wooden birdhouse, and I actually want to paint it with my son. Paint it and then build it. I was gonna do it, but I do have to go take my final, so I don't have enough time. My husband should be coming in like any minute now, so they might paint it first, him and the kids tonight, and then I might help them build it tomorrow, because I do have tomorrow off, which I'm vlogging as well, and then I'm gonna end the vlog there because I was already editing and I could talk a lot for a person that says that they're quiet. I have like 43 minutes on the vlog already. So hey guys, welcome back to Spoken Through the Meek. Today is Friday and my car won't stop going off. It's been a long day. Like, I've been stressed out, but we just showered. I got the kids showered and I got them up. And then go to the grocery store. I am looking wild. My hair, but it's too hot to be putting any edge control, anything on my hair, so I'm just leaving it as it is. And I'll talk to you guys once we get to the park. You want to play this? Yay! Wee! Let's see who wins the race, guys. Let's see who wins. Whee! Come on, you can make it. Me and Sissy are up here already. We beat you. Oh, look at the turtle. My turtle would love to come out here. We have to bring Future out here. He just left. Now he's swimming away. Where'd he going? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What takes one